welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the 2025 Honda Shadow 750, a bike that's carved out a strong reputation for blending classic cruiser styling with everyday rideability. If you're someone who loves the rumble of a V-twin but doesn't want to wrestle with a heavyweight monster, this might be the perfect middle ground. In this video, we'll walk you through everything from the looks to the ride, from price tags to impressions, and help you decide whether this is the cruiser for you. First off, you can't talk about the Shadow 750 without noticing just how timeless it looks. Honda hasn't reinvented the wheel here, and that's a good thing. From the moment you see it, there's that instantly recognizable silhouette, low, long, and clean. The 2025 model continues the trend with a slightly refined design, bringing subtle modern updates without losing its vintage appeal. The front end sports a large, round headlamp with updated LED internals, giving off a bright, crisp beam while maintaining that retro look. The front fender hugs the wheel tightly, and the thick, polished forks add a solid presence. The chrome detailing is tasteful, just enough to catch your eye in the sunlight, but not so much that it feels gaudy or overdone. Moving to the side, the stance of the Shadow 750 is pure cruiser DNA. You've got that teardrop-shaped fuel tank with a clean, flowing line that extends to the seat. The tank holds just under 4 gallons, good enough for longer weekend rides. The 2025 model carries forward the spoked wheels and the dual-shock rear setup, giving it that classic aesthetic but with subtle refinements in the swing arm and suspension housing that hint at improved durability. The pipes are finished in black with chrome tips, giving a slightly aggressive feel while still being restrained. The engine at the very heart of this bike sits perfectly in the frame with minimal fairing, exposing the 745cc V-twin in all its glory. There's something undeniably attractive about a machine that lets its motor do the talking both visually and audibly. From the rear, the bike continues its clean, nostalgic lines. The rear fender is substantial, covering the wide rear tire and giving the bike a planted look from behind. The LED taillight is now more compact, subtly integrated without screaming for attention, while the turn signals are classic round units that tie in well with the front. One nice touch is the matte black finish on the license plate holder and rear brackets, helping keep the visual focus on the lines of the fender and wheel. The dual shocks are mounted neatly, preserving symmetry and reinforcing the vintage cruiser vibe. Now, when you swing a leg over the Shadow 750, the first thing you'll notice is just how low the seat is. At just around 25.8 inches off the ground, this bike is incredibly approachable for shorter riders or anyone who prefers flat footing at stops. The seat itself is wide and supportive, and the padding is surprisingly comfortable even after a few hours of riding. The 2025 update includes a slightly recontoured saddle for better lumbar support, and it does make a difference over distance. The handlebars are pulled back just enough to offer an upright and relaxed riding posture, keeping your arms slightly bent and your shoulders relaxed. It's ergonomically spot on for cruising, and while taller riders might find it a bit compact on longer hauls, the riding triangle is generally quite friendly. Instrument-wise, Honda keeps it traditional but functional. You get a single analog speedometer mounted above the tank, with a small digital inset displaying odometer, trip meters, and fuel level. It's basic but does the job. There's no flashy TFT screen or Bluetooth integration here, and that's in keeping with the Shadow's old school ethos. What you do get is a clean dash without distractions, which many riders actually prefer. When it comes to performance, the 2025 Shadow 750 sticks with what works at the liquid-cooled 745cc V-twin engine mated to a 5-speed transmission. It produces around 44 horsepower and about 47 pounds-feet of torque. Now, that may not sound like a lot on paper, but in the real world, especially with the Shadow's low-end grunt and gearing, it feels smooth and satisfying. This isn't a bike meant for speed demons. It's built for cruising, commuting, and casual rides through the countryside. Power delivery is linear, and throttle response is predictably smooth. The bike pulls nicely from low RPMs, making it forgiving for beginners while still being enjoyable for seasoned riders. Gear shifts are smooth, and the clutch action is light enough to make city riding a breeze. One notable upgrade for the 2025 model is a refined fuel injection mapping system, which makes throttle transitions even smoother and improves fuel efficiency slightly. Expect around 55 miles per gallon in mixed riding conditions, which is impressive for a cruiser in this class. Handling is where the Shadow 750 continues to surprise. Despite its cruiser geometry, the bike feels surprisingly nimble at lower speeds, aided by a relatively light curb weight just under 550 pounds. It holds its line well in corners, though ground clearance will obviously limit how aggressive you can get in the twisties. The suspension setup is traditional but competent, telescopic forks up front and dual shocks at the rear. You won't get sport bike precision, but it handles bumps and road imperfections comfortably, and stability at highway speeds is solid. Braking is handled by a single disc up front and a drum brake at the rear. This setup hasn't changed, and while some riders may wish for a rear disc, The braking system overall is predictable and gets the job done. ABS is available as an option, and it's well worth a slight price increase for added peace of mind, especially for newer riders or those who ride in wet conditions. Now let's talk pricing. One of the most attractive things about the 2025 Honda Shadow 750 is its affordability. Honda has kept the base model under $8,500, which is remarkable considering the build quality, reliability, and overall riding experience this bike delivers. The ABS-equipped model comes in at just around $8,900, depending on your region and dealership. That makes it one of the best value options in the mid-size cruiser market. It undercuts competitors like the Harley-Davidson Iron 883 and the Yamaha Bolt, while still offering comparable, if not better, day-to-day usability. Maintenance costs are also lower, with Honda's reputation for reliability backing it all up. In summary, the 2025 Honda Shadow 750 doesn't try to reinvent the cruiser segment. Instead, it leans into what it does best, delivering a reliable, easy-to-ride, stylish motorcycle that's as suitable for beginners as it is for long-time cruiser fans looking for something light and approachable. It's not flashy, it's not cutting-edge, but it doesn't have to be. What it does offer is a satisfying ride, classic looks, and a price tag that won't drain your wallet. If you're looking for a cruiser with character, charm, and consistency, the 2025 Shadow 750 is a strong contender. Honda has once again proven that sometimes, sticking to your roots and refining what works is the best approach. That wraps up today's review. If you found it helpful, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more real-world bike reviews just like this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Would you choose the Shadow 750 over other midsize cruisers? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next ride.